Hello farmers, welcome back to East Vineland. Made it all the way till late May. I was getting ready to switch over to the month of June, but we're down at the store because something came up for sale that I need and want. I got the T8 down here and our cloths as well. Gonna need them both to transport things back. All of our fields are taken care of with fertilizer and weeds. Got that all taken care of. Got all the grass picked up as well. The only field that we didn't or are going to get to is the big grass field. The grass has germinated and growing. And also I got the grass contract done in the other farmer's field. And those bales out that field took care of both fields. So all the silage was delivered. Both contracts were collected on. I had about one extra bale of silage off that field with the new setup. Speaking of the new setup, I did go ahead and test the Big Crone M and the baler with the upgraded engine, and that seemed to work fine. But leaving the little grass patches behind, I did try out this mod here. I gotta go to windrowers. I hope I activated it for this this save as I'm looking for it. You know, when you're looking for it, you just can't seem to find it. Mowers, windrowers, there it is. So this mod right here works rather well. So basically, your tractor would pull the windrower, and that makes a tighter swath for the baler to pick up. This worked rather well. Now, this won't work for our setup because with the Big M and then activating this and then the baler, it just slows it down, even with the big engine, way down to like 4 miles an hour. But I could mow the grass and then use the windrower to make it a tighter swath, and then the baler should have no problem picking up the grass. But definitely not buying that today. Today the focus is the big grass field. And the reason why I had to stop before I went to the month of June is because this came up for sale. This right here is what we need for the pumps and hoses pack. Now, it was kind of interesting. I saw the price of $14,443 at 63% off. And then when you come in here, it's actually going for, it's kind of hard to see, but it's $42,243 because I do need this little arm set up right here to hook up to a hose. You can get it without the hose hook up to it, but we need the one for the hose hooking up to it. So that's going to be $42,000. We need to buy that. We're going to be spending most of the money that we have to give this a try for darn sure. Okay, now I need to go back in here. Okay, so we got that. I need to go into slurry spreaders. If I can find slurry tanks right here, spreaders. Next thing we need for the pumps and hoses pack, we need to come all the way down to here. We are going to need one of these to roll up the hose. So let's go ahead and buy that for 10 grand front, rear. I think we'll put it on the front. I didn't realize, why would it be front or rear difference? You think it would be kind of the same? Not too sure, but okay. And the next thing we're going to need is we're going to get the bigger tanker for $72,000. Wheel setup, I guess, is the only thing different there. Not really seeing much difference, but we'll go ahead and buy that. Okay, we're down to $43,000. Next thing I need to do is go into pallets, and we need to go buy some hose. This is the tricky part. 100 meters, 200, 300, 400, 500 meters. We'll go 300 meters, I guess. And what color hose do we want here? Yellow? We're doing a lot of yellow. We got a lot of orange. And the other colors will blend in kind of a bit. We'll go with orange. That way it'll stand out in the field. That way I won't drive over it. So we need that. And then the last thing we're going to need, if I go down to miscellaneous, we need a wrench. If you can dodge a ball, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Or I forgot how that saying goes. So there's that. So rather expensive, I know. I mean, if we look at what does just a regular slurry tanker and sprayer go for? Well, for a decent one, you're talking $95. I spent more than that, I think, give or take. So let's see here. This need this first. At least I'm going to grab this first. Okay, we're going to go ahead and attach this to the back. I did watch a video on this, by the way. because yeah, it's a little something to figure out how to get it all set up. Okay, then we're gonna here hook that up. Let me bring up the helper HUD here. Now I hope this works with precision farming. We're gonna find out here shortly. And if I come over to here, start hose transfer. Yep, we want to do that. That will magically just go on there. And there we go. We got that set up, kind of all set to go. All right, we're gonna bring this on up to the pigs, because that's where we need to go. I don't know if I even got enough slurry to do this. I don't know. Oh yeah, another thing I tried doing with our new grass field with the pH, the line situation, basically. I had an idea of coming on down here and deactivating the automatic application rate and just spread the line down. That didn't do anything either. So yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with the way the lime is in the field, I guess. But the scoring in the field is pretty darn good, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. All right, we're going to go ahead and just park this right here for now. Let me go back on down, grab the T8. And we'll grab the tanker. So a couple episodes ago, I was thinking about selling the water tanker because I said we don't need it. I'm glad I didn't sell it because we need the water tanker because this setup needs water along with the slurry. So it's a good thing I did not sell that water tanker because I have to rebuy it. Ooh. Can I not get over that? That is interesting. V to lift container. Is that a different button than the usual V? Apparently so. So it's not the same. Alright. Either way, I have to use my keyboard to lift that up and down. I can't use my side panel. My side panel lift up and down button works for all the other implements. You'd think that would work the same for the pumps and hoses pack. Oh well, not a big deal. Drive across this farmer's field here. I don't think he'll mind too much. Rain is coming, but I don't think it's going to happen until nighttime, I think. So this is our slurry tanker. You can see, though, that it will hold water and slurry, or digestate, whatever you might be using. Now let's come over to here. We should be able to fill this up directly, I hope. Oh, okay. I was hoping that would do that, and it does. So we're going to leave that tanker right there with the T8. Actually, you know what? No, because that'll be too much more to move. I'll lower the container. Oh, that's right. Got to hit the V on the keyboard, not my side panel. All right, then we'll bring this on over. See, I got just a little over 6,000 liters of water. Can I fill this up directly is the question. I hope I don't have to buy the water pump for this to work. That's the only thing I did not test. Refill pump container. Okay, so it does fill up with water. So I don't have to get a water pump and all that jazz. And that holds 4,000 liters, so it's almost like that stuff was made for each other. Okay, so the next thing I need to do... We'll turn the T8 off just for a moment. Okay, now what I need to do is... Let's see, the hose is going to attach... somewhere in this general area. Let's see, unload, unfold umbilical injector. So, which one am I doing here? Oh, so that's for that. Okay, sorry. And was it? No, I don't want to unload the entire hose like that. Alright, there we go. Now we're unwinding our hose. Had to go into key bindings to figure out what it was, because it's the same button for change nitrogen reference value. Yeah, why? So, had to figure that one out. It's one of these things, you know, I didn't know how long 300 meters was going to be, but let's see here. The reason why I'm unwinding it in this field here, because I don't want to be running over my own hose. And if 300 isn't long enough, then we can always get another hose and attach it to this one, or just get a 500 meter long hose and go from there. Let's unroll it all the way. There we go. Now we'll turn this around. Unfold this. That should move on out there. And then I think I need the hose here. So you gotta get the wrench out and then okay, so I have it backwards. It's left shift Q to attach it onto here. But I think I need the wrench to attach it to here. Where the heck is my hose? I think my hose is in the ground. Oh, there it is. Alright, we're all set here. And hopefully we're close enough now to go ahead and attach it. Alright, so now we are attached to here. So basically the wrench is for nothing more than to pick up the hose and move it close enough to what you got to attach it to. And we're all set there. So we need to turn this on here. We need to activate the pump. Hose is filling on up. Right, we're actually going to start on this side of the grass field here. And the hose should just follow us around. Is 300 meters long enough for here? I have no idea. Alright, so if we come around here and then this lower on down, it's turned on. And it's kind of hard to see. But if we get our map up in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see we are applying the slurry to the field. Oh, it even tells you on the helper HUD how much slurry and water is left inside the container. Now, as far as I can see, this is the biggest working width that I could get that does a setup this way. Kind of interesting. It's going to take me a while to get the job done, but that's fine. Definitely wanted to give this a good go. A bigger working width would have been great. Why are we not getting enough? It seems like my pump shut off. I don't think the hose popped off anywhere. So we're missing spots. Yeah, our hose came off. Okay. Is 300 meters not enough? Let's see here. So maybe the way I looped it? Alright, let's get the end of the hose. Can I pick this up anywhere? No, I cannot. So you think the hose would have been dragging to this field just fine. Probably one of those things that once you get used to it and understand it a little bit better, it's probably not too bad. At least the hoses are cheap. I can always just go get the 500. I thought 300 would be far enough for darn sure. There, now you can see in the bottom corner, condition of the pump is at 100%. Was I going too fast, maybe? Didn't think I was going too fast for it. Turn around. Head back the other way. Yeah, so maybe 300 meters isn't long enough to do what we need to do. Now, of course, you know, fertilizer spreader at this point is much more convenient and easier for me because I would have had this field done in no time flat. So it's definitely interesting little kind of a thing they got going on here. Now, I've seen this actually being done in real life. I got a farm, not from me, about 15 miles from me, that they have a lot of grass fields, and this is the setup that they use. Well, maybe not this exact setup, but they definitely do use a slurry spreader with a hose system. And I guess that would come in handy if the fields, like the grass fields, get really wet. Bringing in a tanker with that much slurry into it, it could sink into the ground and just be harder to spread the slurry around. Alright, so right now that is starting to work a little bit better. I just didn't know why the hose came off the first time. But I'm not sure 300 meters of hose is going to be long enough for what we're doing, because that's a long ways to the other end. Now, of course, I can keep moving the T8 with the pump on it up the field as we go along, but I would like to just leave it right where it is. That way I can fill up with slurry again. But now that I'm going back and forth on the field, I'm hoping that the hose is fine where it is, but I just got to keep my eye on the helper HUD. And at the very bottom of the helper HUD, you can see where it says condition 100%. That means our hose is good to go. Now, there's a lot more to the pumps and hoses pack that I'm not going to be showing here today. There's plenty of it. There's holding tanks. There's a compressor. So I think when you fold up the hose, you may have to blow out the hose to get all the slurry out before you can roll it up. Not too sure about that. I may just leave it where it is. But it's definitely a different way of fertilizing your field. But yeah, definitely easier to grab a fertilizer spreader, because we already have it. Go ahead and turn it on, 42 meter wide working width. Be done in no time at all, but we got digestate, we got liquid slurry. Why not go ahead and use it? It's always fun to try different things. You may never know if it's something that you like, may not like. It's kind of like when I do precision farming. A lot of people, I don't say a lot of people, some people don't like precision farming at all. I prefer precision farming because it, instead of having to fertilize your fields like I do in Vineland twice, I can go around and fertilize the field once and it's at 100%. It's all just different ways of doing things. Is there a right way, a wrong way? Not really. As long as you're having fun, that's what we're here for. Yeah, I'm not really paying attention to where I'm going. I'm actually... Looks like the working width is doing okay. Although I am missing some pieces, but according to the map, I'm not. But you can see a little bit. If your eyes are good enough and your monitor is good enough, you can kind of see what I'm missing. But I'm starting to think 300 meters of hose may not be long enough. In my head, I was trying to picture our honeybee header. That is 18 meters. So I was trying to figure out in my head, in this field, how many meters it was to the other end. So I ballparked it. Now, I'm not going through that much slurry either. Still got 26,000 liters left. And I think overall I had about 70,000 liters in the holding tank. So if you had a system set up and this is something that you wanted to do, of course you could disconnect hose after hose after hose. Now, I didn't read too much into it. I just wanted to read enough so I can understand how to get this field done today. But there are pumps you may have to buy, so I think once you start connecting too many hoses together, you may have to get yourself a pump. So you'd have, so say I went 1,000 meters with a hose, the pressure at the other end may not be enough to spray the slurry. So you may have to hook up a hose to a pump and then just keep the pressure up in the hose. I'm starting to see the condition going down. We're at 97% is because we're getting... Shouldn't matter if I'm getting further away because we're still just pumping through 300 meters of hose. I am kind of curious though, if I jump on out here. So nitrogen level is perfect. So it is working with precision farming as I was hoping it would. But you do need at least 2 tractors with the setup I got going, because you need to turn on the pump, or you need the PTO to power up the pump on the tanker. That's the only problem with slurry. It is kind of hard. Actually, I can kind of see if I get high enough and get a bird's eye view. I can kind of see where I've been. It's not going to be perfect when I get done, but according to the map, I'm doing a well enough job. But I'm guessing I'm not going to have enough hose to get to the other end of the field. Of course, I'm not going to have enough slurry to get to the other end of the field either, I don't think. So I'm not even halfway done. And we're already halfway through that tanker. It's going to be close if I got enough pig slurry to get the field done. Almost done with the first batch out of the tanker, so it got me pretty far, actually. And I got a couple of ideas for next time when I unroll the hose. It came off one more time, but now I know, as long as I keep my eye on the bottom left-hand corner, if you don't see the condition at all, then that means pretty much the hose came off the tanker itself. Like it just didn't, no, it didn't come off there because, well, we are out. We are out, I think we're out of slurry and possibly some water. So you know what I may actually do to make this convenient? Instead of having the water tanker, what we could do is, let me go back into construction because it's not that expensive. Because my water tanker is actually just about empty. Is it under tools? Where is that? That was under tools. It's not under selling points, is it? I'll find it at some point. Aha, it's under containers. Actually, it's only $500 for this thing. We'll zip this down right here. Hopefully this is close enough. Should be. Alright, so if I go into here and... Actually, we got plenty of water. Okay, so maybe the trigger is too close because now I may actually have to move this. Do I have enough slurry left? You guys got some slurry left? You do. Can I switch what I'm trying to refill? Okay, maybe having two triggers close to one another is not a great idea. Or maybe I got to get out of the zone and then drive back into the zone. Sometimes you have to do that as well. As I drive over my own hose. Maybe I'm just not under it. Alright, let me make some changes. I'm going to move that water container a little bit further forward so the two triggers are not next to one another. Alright, there we go. I moved the water spout over there, just around the corner, so if I ever need to fill up with water, just got to drive forward a little bit. There, now we're filling up with some slurry. It's not going to fill up all the way because we don't have enough to fill it up. I think we had, what, 37,000 liters? Yeah, 36 something. Alright, we don't have that much hose left either. So, yeah, just learning how to do this setup. We'll get it going. What I may do is sell this hose and maybe get the 500 meter. Oh, wait, did I turn that pump on? There we go. Having the pump on always helps. Slowly drive forward, and that should start going on up. There it goes. This took a second. Yeah, so it seems like the further away I get from the tank, the condition goes down a little bit. So I don't know how far down it can go before the slurry doesn't work as intended. I mean, can you get down to 50% and it still works fine? Or, I don't know. Anyone else that's been using the pumps and hoses pack has good enough experience, let us know. Yeah, going with the orange hose I think was kind of a good idea. Going with a darker color or even green may blend into the grass field. And of course, you don't have to use this on a grass field. You can use it on any one of your fields. But I don't have that much slack left in the hose, so see how far it gets us. But 300 meters for this field and my setup isn't quite long enough. It's one of these things, how many times am I going to do this setup and then finally get tired of it and just put the regular fertilizer down? I don't know. But I'm enjoying it right now because it's just a different type of way of doing things. Getting on down to it, about 5,000 liters of slurry left to put on this field. Which means I'm not going to be able to finish it, but that's fine. But I do think, by looking at things, because my hose is getting kind of stretched a little bit here, but we've been able to make it this far. But I guess I could sell, I could keep this hose actually for other fields. But getting a 400 meter hose for this field would be good. You can get up to 500 meter long hoses. And if you need longer than that, well then you have to get couplers and then connect them that way. But at that point, it might be easier to just move the tanker. Now you may be asking, why not just get a 500 meter long hose and that way you're good to go no matter what? That just means you got more hose to unroll, and then rolling back up is not that big of a deal, but just more hose to unroll and I guess try to work around. Now I did test it briefly, but I drove over the hose just to see what would happen, and nothing happened. So yeah, I guess you're fine on that front. But I think if I was, you know, if I had someone else driving around the field and they drove up right behind me and drove over the hose as I'm going, it may yank it off. I don't know. Oops. Where did yep, my hose came off again. All right. Where is it? Yeah, the hose is starting to get just a little bit stretched. I just want to be able to use the rest of what we got if I can. Left shift Q, but at least now I know, starting to know the workings of everything. Oh, I did not turn on the pump. There we go. And then it takes a second for it to pressurize up here, then you're good to go. Yeah, we only got a couple thousand liters left. So basically, by the time we get to the end of this row, we're going to be just about empty. So about 3/4 of the field, so it looks like I need about 100,000 liters of slurry from the pigs to get the grass field done. Now I'm also at the same point of getting ready to sell some pigs, but maybe not just yet. And there we go. We are out of slurry. Alright, so, well, wait, if I just do, is it going to be left shift Q to unattach? It is. Alright. Let's go ahead and fold that on up. See, now I got to remember how to do this. See, I think I got to hit Z or Z, and then I may have to, oh, I'm on the wrong implement. That'd be why. Alright, so actually it's left shift Q to hook that one up, back on up. Now, I'm not too sure if it's rolling up slowly because I didn't hook up the compressor to it to blow out the line, so maybe it's going to roll up slowly. But that just seems like such a slow pace. I did go ahead and unhook it from the tanker, because I thought maybe that was part of it. But just rolling up very, very slowly. So maybe I'll go ahead and take care of the rest of that off camera, because it's taken forever. And from the video I saw, it rolled up a lot faster than that, so I'm not too sure. But if we go, let's go check our precision farming meter and let's see what we got here in our grass field. Ignore the pH value. Nitrogen level, not too bad. Of course, we got that little spot there where our hose came off, and here as well. But I can get that with the fertilizer spreader in a little while. As you can see, the rest of our fields are looking pretty good for the nitrogen. So we got barley in field 49, I do believe, and wheat in 62. The corn has grown and fertilized that, so that's good to go. And of course, our sugar beet field is looking kind of good. A lot of weird looking colors there, but it's doing rather well. Although our score in this field here is only a 62, and for some reason, it's not showing any nitrogen. So for some reason, when I harvested it last time, apparently I didn't put additional fertilizer down this field, so it sees it as it didn't have fertilizer in it. But either way, our score overall is 93, so looking somewhat well. Now I'm going to go ahead and take care of this hose later on, because that is taking quite a while to get done. It says 100, and it's only 300 meters long, but yeah, I'm only at 12%, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. If I turn that off, will that still reel it in? Yeah, it's definitely reeling it on in. So, yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on there. So, yeah, so as far as I'm concerned here in the farm, I'm doing okay for now for the rest of the month. Let me go ahead and check on the pigs. I brought them down some food, so they're good to go. It looks like I've been keeping an eye on the highest price I can get for pigs, and these pigs right here, 1,200 seems to be the max. So it may be time to start when they hit 1,200 bucks. Probably go ahead and sell them because at that point they're just eating the food. Yeah, they're still reproducing because our pen's not full, but I don't think I got enough pig food to keep this pig enclosure completely fed. The chickens are doing okay. They're doing okay. The sheep are doing okay. And we're up to, as you can see, 60 sheep in our wool pen. Oh yeah, I did sell the wool because wool, best time to sell wool is now in the month of May. And I kind of forgot. I'm like, oh, I only got 2 pallets. I was thinking 2,000 liters of wool. And I kind of forgot the pallets of wool on East Vineland are going to be 4,000 liters. So good amount of change came in from that. Let me just go ahead and double check on the store. Not that I can afford anything right now too much. No, I didn't think so. Let's go ahead and we're going to sleep through the night. And we're going to actually come over to the tiny house here. And sleep till 8 a.m. The only contracts available this month was like 1 fertilizing and a lot of weeding contracts. And I'm not doing the small contracts anymore for the most part. But it should be harvest time for some fields. I can't see... Doesn't look like our barley field's ready. Are there any other fields that are ready for harvest? Yeah, we got some popping on up. So there might be some contracts I could do if they pay rather well. Let's see, details on. Oats. That's because we didn't plant any oats. But I could definitely do something like field number 73. Pays rather well. $6,000. And of course I'll get some straw off it. We can always sell the straw. And oats I could always feed to the chickens if I got any extra coming off that field. So I'm actually going to go ahead and we'll take that one there. Yeah, supply and transport. I keep forgetting to check on that contract down there. But we got 1 contract to do. Fertilizing, not too interested in. So yeah, we'll get that other contract done. So for today, yeah, it was all about the pumps and hoses. Give that a good try. See what it's about. Is it the most convenient? Not really. I mean, if you're looking to get something done fast and quick and for relatively cheap price, still fertilizer. I think artificial fertilizer is the way to go. Especially if you're doing precision farming. I don't think I would have spent maybe $3,000 to fertilize that field with artificial fertilizer. But yeah, I just wanted to give the pumps and hoses pack a good go. Give it a try if I can find one of my still rolling on up, huh? Yeah, I don't know if it would roll it faster if actually it's not rolling up now. If I did the compressor on it and blew out the line. But yeah, our grass is growing. Technically it's ready for harvest, but it's not at the full height, so I'll have to go ahead and wait on that. And I gotta get over here and fertilize it the rest of the field anyways. But anyways, yeah, today, pumps and hoses pack, if you want to give it a go. It's not a free deal. It's a DLC. I think it's, last time I checked, somewhere around just under $20 US. So there's plenty more stuff of the pack. There's definitely some containers that you can go ahead and put down. So if you want to put, it's going to be here under containers. Or it's going to be under silos. Yeah, so you got the pumps and hoses pack. You got your silos to put on down. And if we go over to productions, it's also like a BGA as well. So you can do your own BGA to get digestate from it. So if you remember, like on No Man's Land where we built our own BGA, same concept. So go ahead and build your own BGA and get your digestate. And you can have it set up something like this. A lot of different configurations, but the one we did today, that's just the one I saw, and that's the one we did. And it worked rather well. Just wish the implement was a little bit wider, but so be it. As far as I know, that's the widest implement I can get for the setup I was doing. There are other ones as well to show you. So if we go to slurry tankers, scroll on down. So the difference being, as you know, like you click on this one right here, yeah, connect via hose to an umbilical pump to apply liquid manure on your fields. So there are wider ones up to 12, but these go on the back of tankers, and I think it goes on the back of this tanker here, which is 116,000 compared to the 72 tanker that we use in place. So, yeah, that's a lot of different kind of subs you can have. But there we go. Like I said, Pumps and Hoses pack if you want to give it a go. DLC on Steam, or you can find it on the Giants webpage. Roughly around $20 or so. But there you have it. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in East Vineland. But until then, have a good one.